As a builder in Minecraft, nothing is more important to me than how things look, which means my textures and shaders are very important to me. But for a while, I've had an issue. I could never find a combination of shaders and textures that I absolutely loved. And I used BSL and vanilla textures for a while, but I always felt it was too dark sometimes and not very vibrant. Then I used Silder's Enhanced default shaders for a while, which was good, but it just didn't have the pop that I was looking for. But I finally found a solution, and today I'm going to share with you the texture pack and shaders I'm using to get the look you're seeing on screen. So to get this look, you're going to need two things: BSL shaders and the Stay True texture pack. I've linked them both in the description for you to install. Once you have them installed, turn the Stay True texture pack on and enable your BSL shader. So once you have your BSL shaders and your Stay True texture pack installed and enabled, you're going to have something that looks like this, which is not the most gorgeous thing in the world, but it has potential. And with a couple of settings changes, we are going to be able to unlock that potential. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop directly into the shader pack settings. Now, I'm using Sodium and Iris in order to load my shaders, so getting here is going to be a little bit different for me if you're using Optifine. So if you're using Optifine, getting here may be a little bit different. So I'm gonna go into options, I'm gonna go into video settings, I'm gonna go into shader packs, and I'm going to go into my shader pack settings. Once again, if you're using Optifine, that's gonna be a little bit of a different path. I believe it's options, video settings, shader packs, and then you'll have to click on your shader pack, and then it'll be on the right-hand side toward the bottom down in this area to get to your shader pack settings. But once you are in your shader pack settings, you should be presented with these menus, and we're gonna go through all of the settings that you need to get my look. So the first menu that we're gonna start off with is Atmospherics. Go ahead and enter into here and turn the Aura on. After that, you're going to go to the distance fade and you're going to turn the distance fade off. What distance fade does is if you're in the nether or the end, you can only see so far. This turns that off to where you don't have that fog effect and you can see however far your render distance is. Very, very nice feature to have here. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to turn light shafts off, unless you want them on. If you want them on, if you actually enjoy light shafts, you can turn them on, but I recommend turning the light shaft strength down to 0.5. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of light shafts. I think that they're kind of ugly, so I'm going to turn them off in my case. Next, we're going to go to fog density, and we're going to turn that down to 0.25. Now you can go ahead and back out of the atmospherics menu and go into the water menu. In here, we only have one setting to change, and that is the water texture mode, and you are going to change that to flat vanilla. This is going to make it where you have more of a vanilla-ish look to your water rather than the transparent, almost gray look that BSL comes with by default. After that, you can go ahead and apply your changes and go ahead and back out of this menu. Next, we're going to go into post effects, and this one has a lot of settings that we're going to change. First off, depth of field, make sure that it is false, make sure that it's off, make sure that motion blur is off, make sure that bloom is off, and then make sure that lens flare is also off. Now, lens flare is another one of those things that I personally don't like. However, if you do like it, you can leave it on and you can turn it down to, once again, the 0.5 strength. I don't recommend this. I don't like lens flare, to be honest with you. I turn it off, but, you know, to each their own. If you want it, turn it on, just turn it down a little bit. Once you have those settings changed, you can go ahead and back out of this menu. Now we're going to move into color grading and tone map. So go ahead and enter into this menu, and we're going to turn the exposure up to 0.5. After that, we're going to go down to the tone map upper curve, and we're going to turn it up to 1.1. Change the tone map wipe curve to 1.5. Next, we're going to bump the saturation up to 1.15 and the vibrance up to 1.4. You can now apply these changes and back out of this menu. So we're almost there, but there is one last menu that I want to go into, and that is the color menu. And we're mostly going to be changing intensities here. So let's start off with our lighting color. Go ahead and enter into this menu and start with the light morning. Once again, we're mostly going to be messing with intensities, so for the morning, I find it to be a little bit dark, so I'm going to bump up that intensity to 1.35. Then for the light day, we can go ahead and drop that intensity down to 1. Then we can go ahead and head back. Light evening, I find, can be a little bit dark, but I think it's fine enough. I'm not going to touch this one. If you want to mess with it, I would recommend turning the intensity up, not down. So go ahead and head into light night. And for light night, we're once again going to bump it up to 1.35. Heading into the ambient settings, ambient morning intensity, we're going to bump up to 1.6, or not 1.6, 0.6 rather. Then for ambient day, we're going to bring it up to 0.65, so just a small bump there. Ambient evening, we're going to bring it once again up to 0.6. And then ambient night, we're going to bring all the way up to 0.8. That's just going to make it to where you can see a little bit better at nighttime. Go ahead and apply all of these changes. It's going to take a second to do so. And go ahead and head back. Next thing that we're going to change is the minimum light. It is all the way down here at the bottom underneath all of those settings. And we're just going to bump that up by 1.2.75. There we go. Apply that. And now we can go ahead and head back out to the color menu. The next thing that we're going to change is the block light color. Go ahead and enter into here, and we're going to put the intensity at 0.85. Now, if you find that you don't like the lighting, if you think that that is a little bit too dim, you can up the intensity slightly to 0.9. However, that does make your lighting, so whether that be your torches, your lanterns, your lava, anything like that, it makes it brighter. So you may want it at 0.85, you may want it at 0.9. This is one that you may want to just play around with and see what you like personally. Go ahead and head back, and next we're going to go into the sky color, and we're going to bring up that intensity ever so slightly to 1.05, and then go ahead, head back, go to watercolor, and bring that up from 0.3 all the way to 0.6. Go ahead and apply all of your changes, and you are done. However, I am going to mention one last setting that I think could be important to a lot of you guys, and it is in the lighting menu. This is the sun path rotation, and what this does is it changes the rotation of where the sun is in your world. So if you have it set to 0, and we go ahead and apply, if we look straight up, the sun is directly above our head. It is not on any type of swivel axis. But if we go ahead, go back into our shader pack settings, lighting, and let's just change that sun path rotation to like -20 and then apply, you can see the sun is going to shift on an axis to the left or right. So if we go ahead and do +20 instead and we apply that, you'll see that the sun is going to go the other way. And this is to where you can actually determine which direction your shadows are pointing in your world. So if you want your shadows to go this way slightly, depending on your build, you're going to want the sun to have a slight angle. But that is actually it for the settings, and as you can see, the world looks a lot better, a lot cheerier, and I personally love it. And this is what I'm going to be using in my Survival Kingdom series from here on out, because I think it just fits with the whole vibe of the series. Very medieval, but still that bright poppiness that I love from Minecraft. But hey, if you guys enjoyed this video and it helped you out, leave me a like. I very much appreciate it. And if you want to see the continued development of this world, subscribe to my channel. This is our Survival Kingdom series where we build entire kingdoms in survival Minecraft. This is our port kingdom that we're working on currently, and it's not even close to being done. So quite a lot of work to be done here still. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all soon. Have a great day.